A great day trip from Truth or Consequences takes you out on New Mexico Highway 52, on one of the state's most scenic stretches of road and through some unforgettable ghost towns. I'm making my way to Chloride. This town had its boom after word got out that Harry Pye discovered silver ore here. And as the case with all boom towns, it went bust. It stood abandoned for the most part until Don Edmond made his way into town. Don is the man chiefly responsible for bringing the abandoned ghost town back to the splendor of the late 1800s, and he's going to show me around today.
Where are we right now?
Well, we're at the Mighty Crystal Saloon and Dance Hall.
Okay.
It was built in 1880, ran for 4 years as a saloon, and then in 1884 it became a schoolhouse. It was a schoolhouse for some years, and then it did other things, and now it's a gift shop and a gallery.
Huh.
It's all restored. There's about 30 local people who display their things in there.
So this is a perfect example of something that had some history.
It's got some history, and it's still in use.
Oh, I love that. Okay. So let's take a ride.
Okay, we'll go take a ride. The building we're coming up on here on the right, that was the bank, built to be the bank in 1884. Failed before it opened. Opened as the bank saloon. It was the ninth saloon in town. This is Pye's cabin. This was the first building in Chloride. It was built in 1879. Wow. He and two men built this before they started mining. The Indians killed him about 3 months later. We're coming up on the hanging tree here on the left. We asked the old timers what the story was about the hanging tree, and they said nobody really hung by the neck. And on weekends, or when the miners or cowboys were in town, if they got too rambunctious from too much to drink, they'd dunk them in the tank and chain them to the tree until they realized the error of their ways. This was the judge's office, built in 1880 by Judge Holmes. And then it was, well, it's the post office after that, and then a gambling den and a dance hall.
So that building is kind of transformed
Yeah,
over the years.
that's kind of common with buildings here. They went through a lot of things.
Of all Don's fascinating historic tales, my favorite story was how he came to be a resident of Chloride himself.
Labor Day weekend 1977, we were looking for Wall Lake over in the Gila. I made a wrong turn in Winston, and we wound up down the road here. No, not even gravel, just dirt.
Just dirt.
And I told my wife, I said, I'm on the wrong road, we got to turn around. And she said, I see some rooftops, let's drive up there. So we drove up here, and these are all derelicts. One of these buildings was derelicts. We thought we'd stumbled onto a deserted movie set. So we parked at the west end and looked down the street, and we were absolutely entranced. And my wife said, if this is deserted and if it's available, this is where we need to live.
I wanted to ask you too, I mean, what sustained you, to rebuild and rehabilitate this whole area? Because it's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is. I'm ambitious, and I can do it, and keeps me off the bar and off the street corners. We just got interested in the history, and I thought we'd try to save it. So we've done, I think, 10 buildings here. I have 2 in process now, and 2 or 3 more that we'll do.
And now the highlight of my tour, the general store.
Come on in, Michael.
Oh, man.
This is what we found.
Everything intact.
The Pioneer Store is one of the more amazing stores that come out of Chloride. After the mining boom went bust, the store was leased out in 1896. While it changed hands over the years, it ultimately closed and was boarded up in 1923. It remained boarded and sealed up for 73 years. So when Don came to town, he found the Pioneer Store locked up untouched, frozen in time since 1923.
And this should be a museum. Well, it was obvious.
Yeah, everything is already set in place for it to be a museum.
So we put things back pretty much where they were. We saved some of the boxes.
Let's see. I want to see some of these.
They may have holes in the back, but they're,
like some. I mean, when did these date back to? Would you say?
Well, 1880 to 1923.
1880s. So some of the stuff they don't even make anymore.
The newest stuff here would be 1923.
Wow.
Post office was established here in 1881 in this corner.
Original typewriter, all that stuff?
That was here. Yeah.
No way.
The newspaper was printed upstairs, so this was kind of the center of town.
What's your favorite item out of everything?
This thing right here.
This guy?
Yeah, that thing right there. That's a fireproof credit system. They heat it with wood, have wood roofs. They catch on fire. They lose their inventory, but their biggest losses were these books. There's a whole page of these. That's written to Alejandro Salas. It's dated May 8th, 1911. It's for 20 cents worth of cheese and 5 cents worth of chocolate.
No
and it's
way.
still not paid.
No, so they're still indebted to this
place. This is the father of the food processor. That's a butter churn.
Butter churn here.
Commercial size.
Oh man, I mean, you really feel like you're there.
It's a time capsule.
And that is for dynamite.
Yeah, all the kids know what that is, Mike.
Yeah. Oh man.
Uh-oh. How you like that?
Oh, this is the dentist
that's a barber.
chair?
That's the dentist chair. Isn't it terrible? They tell me that the barbers did the dental work.
Oh man.
And this, I don't know why it got stored in here. They told me that would have been in the barber shop.
I was blown away by the countless treasures found in this old general store. And to think this time capsule of a place exists just 40 miles off the beaten path from Elephant Butte and TRC. It's truly awesome.
Where our big tourist destination is and off the beaten path, you can find a place like Chloride. And you know, the history here and the people that came through this town, and you know, it's right next to the Gila Wilderness, and I don't know, it's just something that is very special about a town like this that you can't find in many places. And many people in New Mexico kind of find that, but if you're not adventurous, if you're not trying to get out of your comfort zone, you're never going to find a place like this. But it takes a little bit of heart and a little bit of sacrifice, I think, to restore a place like this and to really take it in and call it home.
Before you hit the road, here's some tips for your visit to Chloride. Chloride is just 40 miles northwest of TRC on Highway 52. This town is open for business 7 days a week. In addition to the General Store Museum, be sure and visit the gift shop and gallery representing local artists. Chloride is not the only high point along this stretch of road. Be sure to stop and check out the ghost towns of Winston and Cuchillo along the way.